You are Locked On Marlins Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Wow, what a win today for your Miami Marlins. My name's Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, Locked On Marlins Postcast. Everybody celebrating in the MIA tonight. The first place Orioles came to Miami to start a 3-game series yesterday. The first place Orioles in 2 days have been beaten twice. They've given up 12 runs. They only have one extra base hit in 2 games. Yes, your Miami Marlins are whooping up on the first place Baltimore Orioles. Take your crab cakes and go home, baby. Only thing we like about you is Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we are 2-0 against you in this series. That's really nice for the Marlins fan. Big win across the board for the Marlins. We will tell you all about it here on the show today. First things first, I agree, speaks all the honeys, but I want to thank you for making Locked On Marlins Postcast your first listen every day. It's free, available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And today's show is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your rivals. Check out Booking.com for your stay today. And yeah, baby, big win for the Marlins tonight. Jazz Chisholm Jr. with a 2-run double breaks a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning. The red-hot Miami bullpen takes it from there, baby. Andrew Nardi and Calvin Faucher leading to Tanner Scott. 2 strikeouts apiece for Nardi and Faucher in 1 inning of scoreless relief each. Tanner Scott with a scoreless ninth, 1K for him. The only blemish tonight, man, Edward Cabrera was absolutely filthy. Fastball high 90s, changeup 93. I repeat, changeup 93. 6 spin pitches with the slider and the curve. 6 strikeouts tonight, and I said sick spin pitches and 6 strikeouts, just to clarify. You know what I'm saying? But wow, what a win for this team. What a performance by Cabrera. Unfortunately, loaded the bases in the 6th inning, and then Brazoban came in. We need to talk about him for a second because Brazoban has inherited 13 runners this season. Now 9 of them have scored. He gives up the 3-run double that cleared the bases from Colton Cowser. But other than that, this was beautiful baseball by the Marlins from start to finish. Josh Bell with the home run. Nick Gordon with the RBI on the sac fly. Xavier Edwards 3 for 3 with the RBI single. Bell really hitting much better since he worked in the cages every single day during the All-Star break. And you might think, hey, that's his job. He's professionally supposed to practice. Dude, everybody's in the Bahamas. Everybody's in South America, Hawaii, wherever they're going. And Bell stuck around to work on his game. Respect. Respect to Josh Bell. And I get on his case a lot here on the show, but respect to Josh Bell. I'm going to say it again. He deserves my respect. He deserves yours as well. Nice piece of hitting, stayed down, and he's so powerful, he was able to take a pitch that was tailing away from him from the left-hand side and just stay on it to where it tailed out and got it a little bit toward the end of the bat. A lot of guys would have to wait back and hit that the other way, but Josh Bell was able to pull it and yank it over the wall 420 feet to left center. That, I don't have to tell you, is some serious power. You know how tough a guy is? You look at his back. His back is mammoth. And you know how tough a guy is when, they go to Gatorade or water dunk you and throw stuff on you at the end of the game? Everybody else gets doused. Bell, they're like throwing Dixie cups on it. Hey, sorry, we don't really want to get water on you and upset you. But, hey, you won the game for us, so here's a sprinkle. Have you had your sprinkle today? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's what Josh Bell did tonight. Nice job by him. Gordon contributed. De La Cruz with the RBI single, driving in Jazz. And let me tell you something, brother, about Jazz Chisholm. I can't believe I just did that. Can you believe they had Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan, and Dana White at the RNC? I love Dana, but Kid Rock and the Hulkster. I love the Hulkster. The Hulkster was literally my hero as a kid, right? The Hulkster and Michael Jordan. Come on. I'm a Gen X kid. You see the beard right here with all the hairs in it. So anyway, where was I? Oh man, yeah, Jazz Chisholm in the 7th inning, and I'm kind of all over the place here, but this is fun. It's a live reaction show, right? And this is what we do. It's a talk show. We freewheel it here. We don't take you through exactly what happened step by step, game by game. But I do want to remind you, Locked On Marlins Postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, every team, every city, leagues. You know what we do here. Locked On Podcast Network. Cabrera 5 1/3 innings, but with Jazz Chisholm, and I have to say this about what he did in the 7th inning. Bases loaded, fewer than 2 outs, infield in. What do? You approach things very differently, and he's got some serious wheels. Jazz Chisholm's such a smart hitter. He chops the ball over the third baseman Orioles' head. You get a pitch where you're able to go the other way with it, and you have the presence of mind on a high pitch to get above the ball, chop that ball on the ground. You know you can beat it out, right, on a chopper. They're going to have to come home, and if it's a chopper, they're not coming home and beating them. They're not getting them on a chopper, right? So it goes over Orioles' head. It's a double that clears the bases, or a two-run double, a double for Jazz Chisholm. And the Miami Marlins go ahead and take the lead there. And that was the thing that really was impressive for me. It really was impressive for me because Jazz Chisholm with a real nice piece of hitting there. And again, if you're looking for a reset on the situation, let me give it to you here, right? You got Edwards singles to lead the inning off, goes to second on a wild pitch. Sanchez, who's like 6 for 6 on sac bunts, sends Gordon to second and Edwards to third because Gordon walked in between. So Edwards single goes second on wild pitch. Gordon walks, and that was a nice walk drawn by Gordon. Took a couple of tough ones, a couple of close ones. So Chisholm is on the on-deck circle. When Sanchez sacrifices to the pitcher, Gordon goes to second and Edwards goes to third. This is the second time in 4 games where Jazz has come up with runners in second and third. And I apologize if I said bases loaded. I can't remember if I did or not. But runners on second and third, he comes up, they don't walk him. The level of disrespect is so palpable, right? You got less than 2 outs, you got nobody out. They don't walk Chisholm to set up the force. Why not? He chops it over third baseman's head. Beautiful job of hitting. He knows all he has to do is get a bat on the ball there, and he's driving in a run. That's all he did. It turns out to be a chopper over his head. 2 runs scored, and Jazz with the wheels just never stop motoring. Head first slide, barely beats the throw into second base, comes around to score on DLC single. Wasn't even a close play. He is a disruptive force in this game. I wish they still had a rise. Panic move to trade him. I wish they still had him because this team is good. And Alcantara threw his first bullpen session after Tommy John and their rotation and their pitching staff. Cabrera's coming around. You see Munoz looking better. He's got a tough task against Suarez tomorrow. But wow, the pitching staff this team will have with Alcantara and Meyer and Weathers and Luzardo and Cabrera and Munoz with Brazoban, those long relievers, Hoying, Nardi, Puck, Faucher, Chargois. Pretty good bullpen, right? They've been great. Tanner Scott, of course, I think the best closer in baseball right now. I really do. I think he's the best. He's been the best lately. Come at me, bro. He's been the best. There's absolutely no way you could actually come at me with that one because there's no way. Another 1-2-3 inning tonight. He leads the majors in 1-2-3 innings. Chase McDermott made his MLB debut tonight for the Orioles, one of the top prospects in the sport, 25 years old. They got 3 runs off him in the 4th, but he was pretty good other than that. That 4th inning was nice for the Marlins, too. They got all their runs in 2 innings tonight. Berger struck out. Let me feign my surprise there. Bell homers to center, 420-foot shot, left center, really. Kind of yanked that outside. I love when you break those wrists and just yank that ball. I always wished I was a lefty. I had lefty envy. Everyone has lefty envy. Sanchez singles to left field. Lopez singles to right. Lopez has been good. Sanchez goes to second. Edwards with a single, scoring a run. Gordon sacrificed fly, and that was it. So all their runs came in 2 innings tonight. But Alcantara with the bullpen session, they're looking good. 2 in a row against the Orioles. The confidence that a young team can build with wins like this against the first-place team. Because, yeah, they made the playoffs a year ago. They're not the same team. Soler's gone. The pitchers are all different. So many injuries. Not the same team. Not even close. You can't even make the comparison, really, right? But the confidence that you can get, it was gone this year. It was gone. 9-game losing streak, 6-game losing streak, 5-5-5. That's 30 games of your loss, 30 of your losses and 3 losing streaks. Yankees losing again, by the way, so they're not going to gain any ground on the Orioles. There's 5-2 in the 5th. Orioles benefiting from the Mets, who just split with the Marlins. Beating up on those Yankees in the Bronx. Man, George Steinbrenner rolling in his grave right now. Not liking that, but a great job by the Marlins today. All phases of the game, dominating the Orioles. If Brazoban had been able to come into the game and get Cowser out, then it would have been a shutout, and it would have been beautiful for Cabrera. He gets the no-D. No, he didn't deserve it, but he's pitching better. You got Luzardo and Weathers making strides. Alcantara throwing bullpens. Myers ready to pitch. Everything is taking shape. They're not going anywhere this year. But again, no trade zone. Don't trade anybody on the pitching staff. Please don't do it. Don't trade any of these starters. Thank God for Luzardo and Weathers. They were out, and maybe they won't be traded now. Don't trade Tanner Scott. Jazz Chisholm's balling out. Keep this team together. Give him a shot next year. Give him a shot next year. You panicked and traded Arise. Can you imagine Chisholm, Arise, this team, if Bell starts to hit, Berger's having a career worst year with the injuries too. I think things can go their way in the future. You're watching the Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. Pumped to have you with me here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Really excited with this win tonight, 6-3. An encore for Jazz. The bell tolls. Easy Edward Cabrera with a nice win for the Marlins, or a nice performance, not a win. He got the no decision. The bullpen again, and Tanner Scott, great Scott. Sweep tomorrow? Maybe. Why would that be? Because this team is looking good right now, and they really look good right now. I'm pumped to see them executing the way they are in all phases of the game, offensively, defensively, the bullpen. Cabrera was great on the mound tonight. You're watching Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. On the other side, we're going to talk more about Cabrera and those pitches, man. The high 90s fastball moving in each direction. The 93-mile-an-hour changeup, the curveball, and the slider. An embarrassment of Mitch's. He gets swings and misses on his changeup. That hardly ever happens. Think Pedro Martinez as one of the guys. He threw a changeup about 91, 92, and that is about where Cabrera is right now. Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Do not go anywhere. This episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. With summer travel heating up, especially travel for baseball games, it's time to explore those U.S. cities you always secretly wanted to learn more about. Yes, we're talking about your rivals' cities. With hotels, bed and breakfast, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more on Booking.com, you might just find your perfect stay, even in your baseball rival's city. Example, an Orioles fan heading to Miami to face the Marlins in the middle of July because they can't afford to fly to Florida any other time the rest of the year. Keep your crab cakes and go home. It's not even stone crab season, and you're getting your butts whipped 2 days in a row. But you're enjoying yourself anyway. You're staying at a great hotel in an awesome city because of Booking.com. The right stay can make you a fan of any UF city, even like the Orioles if you're getting your butt kicked. Book today on Booking.com, on the site, or in the Booking.com app. Locked On Marlins POSTCAST is also brought to you by Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps, on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. Let me explain a little bit more. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Get in on the excitement now. 100x your cash with the summer games on Prize Picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 while watching Team USA rack up the gold medals this summer. You can make a Prize Picks lineup of players across basketball, soccer, tennis, golf, and more in as little as 60 seconds. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you're locked in. Can you tell I'm excited about the Olympics? If you're looking for promotions, Prize Picks has you covered. Plenty of those as well, and they're available in more than 30 states across the country. Cali, Texas, Georgia. Prize Picks available there. Download the Prize Picks app today. Get in on the action. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks, proud sponsor of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. There we go. Are you watching Fox Sports? Are you watching ESPN on your TV all day? You have to turn down the volume with all that shouting and screaming? Make the switch to Locked On Sports today, a free 24/7 sports streaming channel program for you, just what you want, every day to bring you the biggest stories without all the screaming. Locked On Sports today brings you can't-miss analysis, opinions, and news streaming 24/7. Never goes away on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me. Gries 6-3, the final. Marlins beat the Orioles tonight. Jazzed encore. Jazz Chisholm with the 2-run double. Beautiful Baltimore chopper. A 2-run Baltimore chopper when the Orioles didn't walk him with first base open, just as what happened the other night with the Marlins when Bell won the game. Unbelievable. You don't walk him. The disrespect that you don't walk him. And a Baltimore chopper to beat the Orioles. How poetic is that? They're 2-0 against the first place team in the American Leagues. And the beautiful thing for Baltimore, these games don't exist because the Mets are beating up on the Yankees at the same time. So the Orioles are just literally playing with house money and they're losing. So they can enjoy their Miami trip just like you would do if you booked it on booking.com, right? How great would it be to be in Baltimore right now, just watching the games in the sports bars up there, getting out of the heat and humidity, and rubbing it in the O's fans' faces that you're losing to the second worst team in baseball. 2 games in a row. You've scored 12 runs in 2 games. The Orioles, you know what I'm saying? They average 6 runs a game themselves. They don't give up 6. Now, Marlins playing with house money. They're going to win this series. Look, they won a series against Milwaukee. They won a series against the Diamondbacks. They split against the Phillies. And now they've won a series and could sweep the Orioles. Think about that. How great is that for the Marlins right now? Bell with a big hit. DLC with a big hit. And then Jazz with the Baltimore chopper to beat the Orioles. Cabrera was just straight filth tonight. He was dealing like one of those cruise ships coming on out of the Miami Harbor, one of those dealers on the cruise ships. I used to be one of those blackjack dealers. That was a lot of fun working in Miami all those years ago. Going for the sweep tomorrow. Rodri Munoz against Suarez. And Suarez is the real deal for Baltimore. I'm sorry, I say Suarez. Corbin Burns. I don't know why I said Suarez. Corbin Burns is 10-4 with a 2.38 ERA, 1.04. Suarez pitched the first game. 101 hits, 116 strikeouts, and 124 innings pitched. And one other thing I want to add about the Orioles is just watching this dude, Gunnar Henderson, man. The 28 homers, 63 ribbies, plays flawless defense at short, turning double plays, making plays with his range, the strong arm. He's fun to watch. Really enjoy watching Gunnar Henderson play the game of baseball. I can tell you that. And Corbin Burns, against Rodri Munoz tomorrow. And I think I need to change that on the YouTube description. Just an awesome performance by your Miami Marlins tonight in all phases of the game. They do it again. Fantastic job all the way across the board. I know I say that a lot when they win, but it's been really cool to see the development in this team. That's why I keep saying no. Do not trade any of the pitchers on this team. Do not trade anybody on this pitching staff. Again, I say it every day. Alcantara just threw his first bullpen. We'll have more on that in the days to come. He's their ace. Myers ready to come back just about, man. He'll be any day now. Munoz and Cabrera. Cabrera's really pitched well his last 2 starts. Munoz picked it up a little bit. We'll see how he does tomorrow. I don't think Garrett's going to see the rotation again this year. I could be wrong, but Weathers and Luzardo both were pitching great, and they're making progress. So you get Weathers, Luzardo, and Alcantara back with Meyer, Munoz, and Cabrera, right? Then you got Brazoban, you got Nardi, you got Faucher, you got Puck, you got Chargois. You know what I'm saying? That's a really formidable team with Tanner Scott. That pitching staff could be among the best in Major League Baseball. You're a playoff team if you hadn't traded Gries. Man, you got Chisholm with DLC. Berger and Bell are having career down years. Like next year, you have to think they're going to bounce back and perform a lot better. You had one big bat in the middle of this lineup, like a guy like a Gunnar Henderson or a Soto or someone, a star. You go out and you let him hang. You know what I'm saying? You let him hang, and you go and you get a star in the middle of this lineup with that pitching staff, with this team, with this enthusiasm, with the way they love the game and the way they love playing with and for each other, with a manager like Skip. Come on, man. Let's get the grassroots going. Let's rise up, South Florida. And I will tell you what, man, it's almost football season too. How awesome is it? And I am waiting for the Dolphins season to start. Really excited for that. Really excited for that with Tua and company, that defense. Oh, boy. That's going to be fun. And the Canes, too. Look out for Locked On Dolphins, Locked On Canes, and the POSTCAST. Yeah, you know it's coming. Storm brewing in Coral Gables. Yeah, baby. It's all about that U. You know it's all about that U. So the Marlins with another big win tonight. 6-3 is your final. What has to happen for this team to beat Burns tomorrow and get the sweep? I'll tell you on the other side. Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries at Jim Gries _ on social media. At Bees right back. What time is it? Game time. I love going to Major League Baseball games during the summer. All those memories from all those years. I grew up in the Northeast, Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, no Citi Field, and it was the old Yankee Stadium. Fenway Park still standing. Shout out to the Red Sox for the one thing they've ever done right. Maybe a couple more here and there, kind of. They kept David Ortiz at least, but he wasn't a lifer. Anyway, so many memories. My dad took me to stadiums all over the country as a kid on trips, and I'll never forget living in Miami at the old bowl of soup, sitting there at Pro Player Stadium, now Lone Depot Stadium, Lone Depot Park, all the old memories in the Orange Bowl. And look at Hard Rock now, right? Great stadiums there, and all those games and all those events. So many memories that you make over the years, and you have so many opportunities now with Game Time to make those memories count. When I was a kid, you had to order your tickets in advance. They got mailed to your house. You had to go to the box office in advance to buy them. Who knew how to even do it? Now, it's so easy. You just browse through the Game Time app. It's so easy. It's incredible. It's an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. It makes getting tickets faster, easier. Prices go down the closer you get to first pitch. Killer last-minute deals. Views from all your seats. Lowest price guarantee. They take all the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. You can get a zone deal. You pick a zone. They pick the tickets. They just charge you. All-inclusive pricing. Views from all the seats. I said that. It's covered with the most flexible service policy in the ticketing industry and the lowest price ticket guarantee, 110% of the difference refunded to you from Game Time if you can beat their price. All those things combined to give you the easiest, most hassle-free experience to buy your MLB tickets, your NFL tickets, your NBA tickets, your NHL tickets, and so much more. Comedy, theater, you name it, with Game Time. All you have to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Locked On MLB. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? Game time. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with local experts of Locked On Plus, our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available on the free Fire TV channels app, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Speaking of which, one more time, want to remind you that I am eternally grateful, we all are, that you love to make Locked On Marlins postcast part of your day every day. Free, available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Locked On Sports Miami, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, and yours and yours and yours and his and hers every single day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, for whom the bell tolls. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Metallica still kills it live, right? Josh Bell told tonight, 2 hits to the homer. Jazz Chisholm, 2-run double. Baltimore chopped to beat the Baltimore Orioles in the 7th inning to score 2. Then he came home for the insurance run off the bat of Brian De La Cruz, the single that drove in Jazz and all that jazz. On the DLC tip, you know what I'm saying? It was a great win for the Marlins tonight. Edward Cabrera pulling strings out there. High 90s fastball, low 90s changeup, curveball slider, 6 strikeouts. Beautiful performance by everyone not named Hector Brazoban. He's inherited 13 base runners this season. 9 of them had scored. It was 10-6 before he came in for Cabrera in the 6th inning tonight. And yeah, Cowser beat him with that bases clearing double, tied the game, but never fear, Jazz is here with the Baltimore chop to beat the Orioles. I can't say that enough times. Baltimore chop to beat the Baltimore Orioles. Come on. Clam cakes, crab cakes, not clam cakes, crab cakes for everyone. Anyway, what am I missing here? Anything else? Cabrera with the pitch selection, beautiful. The bullpen for the Miami Marlins in 88 2/3 innings. 88 and two-thirds innings. Their last 88 and two-thirds innings. Don't ask me why they didn't just make it 89, but 88 and two-thirds in their last 88 and two-thirds. You want to know what their ERA is? Well, even if you don't want to know, don't tell me I don't want to know. Their ERA is 2.70 in their last 88 and two-thirds innings. 2.7 ERA. That's good. Oh, man, they're good. Their bullpen's nice. I'm telling you, they're going to be a really good team next year if they keep this team together. I love the way Jazz is playing. He's on fire right now. And the way that they've been pitching, and they've beaten the Orioles 2 in a row. They play really well against the good teams. And if they get hot and start winning some games, I'll be excited to see what they can do the rest of the way. I'm excited for that, man. This team is, they deserve your attention. They deserve your love. We've talked a lot about that here tonight. You know what I'm saying? And how about Alcantara throwing his first bullpen session since the surgery 9 months after Tommy John? He did it today. The 2022 National League Cy Young Award winner threw about 20 pitches. He's going to return the start of next season. Said he felt good. Ball just came out pretty good from his hand. Doesn't feel tired. He's only 28. September 3rd was the last time he pitched. The doctor did the surgery then. 14 and 9 in 2022 with a 2.28 ERA, 6 complete games. Became the Marlins' first Cy Young Award winner. Not Beckett, not Fernandez, nobody. Be really, really good to get him back next year and get Meyer back. And, Meyer was in the news literally. Where's he at? Max Meyer. Where is Max Meyer? Come on, Jim. I know he's there. Let's see. Injuries. We'll do this. We'll pull this up. We can do this live. As long as you're hanging with me. Yep, Josh Simpson threw a bullpen session Tuesday. Ryan Weathers has been cleared to play catch. Braxton Garrett has been playing catch. Alcantara threw a bullpen session. No update on Luzardo. Not seeing anything. Dane Myers still out. Weathers could be coming back soon. I'm liking it. I mean, for a 37 and 65 team, they make things pretty exciting, don't they? I think they do. I'm starting to see a lot more of you coming on, often on the podcast. Shout out to the Everydayer Baseball Fan 31, the ultimate everydayer. Man, the Yankees getting just beat up on by the come on out and beat the Mets. Lindor, who was hot over the weekend against Miami with the 2-homer game on the series finale. Francisco Lindor's 3 for 6 with 5 RBIs, 2 home runs for the Mets tonight. It's a homer fest in the Bronx. Pete Alonso, Vientos, Taylor, all homering for the Mets. McNeil, 2 more hits and 2 runs scored, killed the Marlins over that series. Man, the Yankees, Soto with a homer, Torres with a homer. Mets with 5 more homers. They're playing great. The Mets could be that team. Mets, Diamondbacks getting hot toward the playoffs. The Cardinals could be. The Marlins can be that team next year if they don't panic and have that fire still. I swear to you, I am not playing. I believe they can be. With Alcantara throwing the bullpen session, Max Meyer, again, Luzardo, Weathers, Cabrera threw great today. The bullpen's as good as any in baseball. Scott's the best closer. You get 1 star in the middle of the lineup, and Bell and Berger have better years than they had this year, which would be almost impossible not to. Gordon, Chisholm, DLC, loving it, man. Loving it, loving it, loving it. What a game, what a win for the Miami Marlins. 6-3 over the Baltimore Orioles. That's all there is, Fish fans. Mad Dog, there is no more. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Locked On Marlins postcast on your Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Is it July 24th? It is. July 24th, 2024. The Marlins go to 37 and 65. The Orioles get the loss hung on them. Until tomorrow, when we will be with you after the series finale with the Marlins taking on the Orioles yet one more time, and it will be tomorrow night. That game will start at, where are we at? At 12:10 p.m. tomorrow. Marlins and Orioles at 12:10 p.m. Minus 270 for the O's. Minus 105 for the Marlins. The total at 7.5. Minus 130 on the over. Plus 110 on the under. An early game, a noontime start. A getaway day for the O's. And I wouldn't want to get out of here any less quickly than the Orioles will tomorrow, all right? They need to get out of here quickly. They've gotten beat down 2 games in a row, 12 runs in 2 days for the Marlins as they beat up on the Baltimore Orioles. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Booking.com for sponsoring tonight's show. Booking.yes, the right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your rivals. Check out Booking.com for your stay today. Also want to thank our other sponsors tonight, Prize Picks and Game Time, and of course all of you for being here. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Fish fans. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Locked On Marlins Postcast.